Hi folks, I'm the newstarcadefan here, and welcome back to A Winner's Daydream. In the last episode, Yuu has some pretty serious nostalgia and some very serious regret. That is, he's starting to appreciate everything from back when he was a kid now than he was a kid. And like I said, it's perfectly natural for kids to not appreciate the small things in life that we do as adults. I don't want my grandmother to die like my grandfather, as a mysterious, benevolent entity who exists as nothing more than a shadow in the periphery of my life. I want to get to know her a little bit further. Not as an estranged family member, but as a human being. She deserves it. She has always been so nice to me, after all. Her and my grandfather. Sorry to keep you waiting, you. My grandmother enters the living room, supporting a tray with ropey hands. Here's your tea. Oh, thank you. Do you need any help with that? Don't fuss so much, dear. Like I said, you're my guest. It's my job to look after you. Now sit back down. My grandmother has a cup of tea from the tray and places it atop the kotatsu beside the bowl of oranges. Thank you. I bowed my head, my voice hushed. I went to my grandmother as placed her own cup of tea down and stood beneath the covers before I take my first sip. That's called being polite, folks. Is it good? I switched the tea from one side of my mouth to the other, savoring the taste. I never liked green tea when I was little, but now that I've developed a tolerance for it that borders on fondness, when the right conditions are met, my grandmother's tea fortunately meets all its criteria. The tea has a soft, slightly muted taste. The leaves have been steeped for just the right amount of time, allowing their earthy flavor to seep through the warm water. Well, that's how you. Well, if you have actual tea leaves, you can do that. It's good. Thanks a lot. It's no worry, dear. Yukinari always loved my tea. He said brewing tea was my one talent. Rampant, huh? I thought it might be insensitive, but I can't help but glance back at the shrine. My grandfather looks back at me from beneath the smooth, glassy frame that entombs him, a smile on his face. I think it's a nice picture. It would be far too sad if his funeral photograph bore a frown. Though now that I think about it, I can't remember ever seeing him frown. He was a very cheerful, good-natured person. He swore it was all because of the air around here. It's the cleanest air in Japan, is what he always told me. Yep, out in the countryside it always is a lot cleaner. It's been a while since his funeral, huh? That's right, it's been more than a year already. It feels like it was only yesterday. Do you, I let my gaze drop down the tabletop. The kotatsu's wooden surface is scuffed with age, and it's ingrained with marks even deeper than the wrinkles on my grandmother's face. I wonder how old this kotatsu is. Looks like it's been through the wars, maybe literally. Do you miss him? Of course I miss him. We live in a very quiet part of the world, but Yukinari had a knack for bringing things to life. My grandfather had a loud, booming voice, even well into his 80s. I can still remember him calling out the sound every single nook and cranny of this. What's my one else? The watermelon's ready. I can't boom like that. I wonder how long ago that was. Maybe 5 years? Maybe 10? When I went to sleep, I could always hear him snoring. It drowned out everything. Now, however, my grandmother said, oh wow, she really even misses the annoying parts of him too. That's actually how it is, especially if you've been married for a long time. If one partner dies, you're gonna miss them. I can hear the cicadas in the summer and the winter more clearly than ever before. Didn't the snoring bother you? Not really, I got used to it. People can get used to anything. Have you gotten used to the wind? Not just yet. Maybe I should amend my previous statement. People can get used to anything when they're young. And when they get older, we grow into our habits. We fall into routines. And when things come along to disrupt that, it unsettles us. It takes longer to adjust. I'm sorry. My grandmother smiles gently. Why are you apologizing, dear? You didn't kill Yukinari. I know, but you have nothing to feel sorry about. Yukinari loved you a lot, you know. He did? Of course. You're a precious grandchild. I'm sure he still loves you, wherever he may be. But he can't give you New Year's money anymore. And my grandmother laughs, shaking her head. I'm not sure whether to laugh or not. It might seem insensitive, so I'll take another sip of tea instead. That's fine. I'm too old for New Year's money now. My grandmother looks at me over one hand beneath her chin. I suppose you are, yes. You are getting bigger and bigger by the second. Hotoko's not comment about my expanding girth gets at me. My cheeks turn pink and I bow my head staring at my lap. I'm not that big. Not that big. Tall. Not big, then tall. Yukinari was tall. And Akaname, well, you must take after him. I don't think I'm very tall. I've always been short for my age. Well, maybe I'm getting shorter. So how long are you planning to stay here, you? Maybe for a day or two. Takes a while to get back, and the trains were all delayed on the way here. Ah, that's right, all that snow, isn't there? It's been snowing a lot? Ever so much. The weather forecast said it was meant to snow tonight, too. I wonder if the trains will be running tomorrow. I've seen Christmas cakes on sale in a supermarket near my apartment in Tokyo, and these depict idyllic scenes. A neat circle of fruit cake with white icing piped on top, studded with little gingerbread houses, small and edible snowman. Oh wow, the Christmases in the countryside, however, are as far as you can from that idyll as you can imagine. The snow here can fall thick and fast between the months of December and March, and, it can snow all the way in April if the weather is cold enough. And the weather seems to be getting colder and colder with each passing year. Some of the very old houses around these parts, their wooden walls and rafters, worm-eaten, worn, and actually collapsed beneath the weight of the snowfall a couple of years ago. The roofs simply caved in, unable to bear the heavy burden of all that pure white snow. It's no wonder that the legends of fearsome snow women who prowl the mountains at night looking for lost travelers originated from this area. You never find any snow women out in Tokyo. In the city, the temptations can lead young men astray are as limited as to pachinko parlors and smoky izuyakas. I'm gonna have to look that up, but I already know what a pachinko parlor is. In Japan, legal gambling is limited only to, well, horse racing, boat racing, and the kiren, which is bicycle racing. I guess ghosts seem laughable when you're surrounded by so many modern high-rise buildings. It's much more isolated in the countryside. Quieter, lonelier. If I strain my ears, I can hear the sound of the wind whistling through the denuded trees outside. I shiver beneath the kotatsu. All of a sudden, I feel like a young kid. You can stay here as long as you want if the trains aren't running, though I hope you don't get too bored. There isn't much to do out here, particularly when the snow starts falling. It's fine, I came here to spend time with you anyway. How sweet. If only Otoko would do the same. She prefers to be called Otome now. Oh yes, I forgot. When you get to be my age, you start forgetting things, just like Yukinari was, always misplacing his glasses, even when they're on the bridge of his own. Yeah, I'm just as bad with my wallet. It's right there in front of my face on my desk, and I'm like, where the hell is it? And I just find it. Or worse, in my pants pocket. And it's whew, that's how things are sometimes. You seem pretty spry to me. In fact, I think you look even younger than before. Well, thank you. That's very kind. I'm lucky to have such a caring grandchild like you. Oh no, it's nothing really. And I mean it. I've had so many opportunities to reach out to my grandparents in the past, but I never bothered visiting them in my youth. It was a painful experience. Even worse than having teeth pulled at the dentist. And before I realized it, my grandfather was dead. He was dead and I never tried to get to know him. That was the wake up call I needed. My grandparents, though they were born in a different generation to mine, are still human beings. They must get lonely too. I get lonely in Tokyo. In my first few weeks of starting university, even though I was always surrounded by people, maybe I was homesick. I can't imagine how lonely my grandmother must feel now her husband of more than 50 years had passed. And here's where I'm going to end it off here. If you like what you've seen so far, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe because it does help the channel a lot. And don't forget to share the videos. Anyway, I'm the newstarcadefan saying thanks for watching. Have a good day or night wherever you are, and bye for now.